Hey all, Matt here. Just a quick one before the interview starts. Just want to let you know that since the recording of this interview, James has left the band Oceanless going forwards, and as a result, their gig at Gulliver's on the 14th has now been cancelled, and the headline slot has been replaced with The Define, with support from Scapegrace and Reese Wade, which is still going to be an evening of great music. Just thought I'd let you know before the interview starts, just in case you hear us mention about that gig. They're no longer headlining it. Enjoy the interview nevertheless.
Medication by Oceanless, who we are very fortunate to have joining us in the studio. How are we doing, guys?
Good morning.
All good, are you?
Yes, very excited to have you here.
Thanks
talking all things Oceanless. Now, as Matt mentioned earlier, we saw you a few weeks ago?
Yeah,
Time flies.
on Halloween.
On Halloween.
Yeah,
wow.
We were dressed up. And you guys were in Ghostbuster outfits.
Yeah.
What have you done with those? Have you kept them?
Yeah. Got in the bottom drawer.
Currently, screwed up, I think, somewhere, just at the side of my room, but definitely going to keep it. Why not?
Yeah.
I remember at the gig we were having a debate, weren't we, of how they were made, whether they were printed or whether they were spray painted.
Yeah.
So we spray painted them. That's the issue we've got. We can't actually wash them now, so all the spray paint will come off. So
I think that means you win the debate, because I think I went printed.
Yeah, you went printed.
It looked very professional.
Yeah,
done.
it did.
Yeah,
we loved it. And everyone was so dressed up for that gig. It was nice to see. Even all the openers as well. They were all in Halloween get-ups, and
Yeah.
we felt underdressed somewhat.
Yeah.
I just chucked a bit of fake blood on a white shirt and just called it a day.
Yeah, I still appreciate it.
Right, Oceanless, established this year, January?
yeah.
How did that come about?
So me and George have been working together for years and years, and then we met James at the end of last year at the university, and kind of just all clicked.
Yeah, just went
got
from
on.
there.
Yeah. It's just similar kind of influences and writing styles, and it's
Just
good.
jumped straight into it, didn't we? So we met in the September, and then by the January we went and spent 4 or 5 days in Wales, just writing and recording loads of new demos, which are all the songs that we've been releasing so far, but there's still maybe 5 more that we haven't released yet.
At least.
And we're planning on going to write some more as well, so we're just backing them up.
It's quite an extensive catalogue to come out.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
Tip of the iceberg.
Now, coming up, you've got a few gigs, haven't you? A few exciting gigs.
We have indeed.
Talk us through them.
We're playing at Gulliver's on Oldham Street in Manchester on the 14th of December. That's a Thursday. If anyone's around, we'd love for you to come down. And then we should also be playing at Villa Fan Zone on the 30th of December, which will be an
Any of you Villa fans?
I'm a massive Villa
I bet you were happy with last night.
Yeah, quality. I was working, unfortunately, but I managed to watch it, and we're just so good this season. And it's the first. So I've had a season ticket since I was 4, or something like that, and it's the first season of my life that I haven't been able to go, and we're 3rd in the Premier League, beating Man City with 2 points above them. Do you know what I mean? Sorry to any City fans out there, but we deserve a win every now and again. Do you know what I mean? You win enough.
Be looking at European football next season.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
How have we managed to get onto football chat on it?
Yeah, very early on. Very early on.
But yes, Gulliver's an exciting gig. Have you played that venue before?
Yeah, me and George played it years ago, just
Years
as
ago.
as other projects and other bands, but as this band it's the first time, so it should be great.
Gonna fill it this time.
Yeah.
Now, Medication, which you'll have just heard, it's got a lot of airplay, hasn't it? It's been on BBC Radio Manchester.
Yeah.
How did that feel to sort of hear that live on the radio for the first time?
It's pretty crazy, to be fair.
Yeah, it's good to hear it back, because it goes from being where we sat in a room in an Airbnb in Wales, where we turn it into a studio for 4 days and hearing the little bits there, and then to hear it in its full glory.
Out in the world.
Yeah.
It's a bit nerve-wracking at the same time.
Yeah, I can imagine. With that creative process, do you all sort of get in a room and go splurge out everything that you've thought of? Or how does the writing process sort of work with you guys?
It's all over the place, isn't it, really? It's not really a set way.
Yeah, there's no hard and fast way of doing it. I suppose it's just finding the pieces of inspiration that lead you to, I don't know, ultimately what excites you the most, and just going with your intuition, and kind of it's almost like you're chiseling away the stone to kind of get to the core skeleton of what there's something in there, and you find it, and it's a fun quest. Yeah.
I like that metaphor of it being a quest of songwriting.
And we were just discussing beforehand, in order to get yourself hyped up for a show, what sort of music do you like to listen to?
Got to have energy.
It's got
Get the hype there.
We're quite varied in our influences and like listens. So it's like there's a lot of metal, there's rap, there's everything there.
My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Planetary Go.
Yeah.
Planetary Go by My Chemical Romance. That has energy.
Yeah, you did a My Chemical Romance cover, didn't you, when we saw you at Halloween? That went down very well, didn't it?
Yeah, we covered Dead. Just to be fitting for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it went down. Everyone was moshing to it. I think that was one of the things that I really appreciated at the gig, was how early on everyone sort of came together, bounced around,
and a great audience.
Yeah, they really made the most of it.
We had our first crowd surf as well, which is interesting.
Always a good one to remember.
Especially night and day.
Well, when we spoke to you before, you mentioned Paolo Nutini, New Shoes. We're going to play that now and get us all in the mood for the second half of the interview.
Yeah.
Paolo Nutini and New Shoes. You were just saying he doesn't get played enough, and I agree.
He does not get played enough. The man is fantastic. He needs more bloody love.
And if you're just joining us, we're joined by Will, George and James from the band Oceanless, who are in the studio with us today. Now, we're going to talk about the future now. So you've been working on your debut album and working with Sean, I never know how to say his surname. Sean Mbaya, who's previously worked with Noel Gallagher, so a massive producer. How has working with him been, and how is your debut album coming along?
Indeed, it was great working with him. I think he's really helped us kind of get a sonic presence and define, our overall sound, and I think that's been important. And then, just having him there and kind of guide us on the external things that you don't necessarily consider, What are you going to do? When should you release? Start filming this, film everything, It's been great. It's just, he's a wise man.
He is.
He's a wise man.
Body of knowledge.
Well, we haven't worked with him in a few months, I think since summer, but he helped mix and produce the first couple of singles. And since then, we've kind of been doing more ourselves, not through any particular reason, but yeah, no, it's great. And he's obviously based in Salford as well. That's so we recorded the album, a lot of it here,
just up the road.
Yeah, which is
just past the co-op.
Yeah.
Familiar surroundings there.
They do say Salford's the best part of Manchester, don't they?
They do.
We're not biased.
It's because that's where they can find Oceanless and Matt and Izzy. So
I mean, what more
could you want in the world, eh?
What a musical combination.
Exactly.
I've lived in Manchester for like 6 or 7 years now, and I don't think I've actually lived under Manchester City Council yet. It's kind of always been under Salford City Council, so it's like, yeah, it's a great place to live.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like it. So you've got new music coming out in the new year. Sort of, what can you tell us about the new music that's coming?
It's going to be good.
We can't tell you anything about it, unfortunately. No, I mean, people who come and see us live, they'll hear the songs that will definitely be featured in either the album or the next few singles.
So that's why you should come to Gulliver's.
Yeah, exactly. Next Thursday.
Next week you'll get the first exclusive listen to the songs that haven't even come out yet.
Yeah.
Just while we're on Gulliver's, where can people get tickets?
They're on Fatsoma on our link on Instagram. There's a multi-link. You can get them there in our bio. Yeah.
Oceanless Official on Instagram.
Or you can drop us a message as well, and we'll sort you some tickets out.
There you go. If you want to be there, be there.
Be there.
Yeah.
And even if you don't want to be there,
Be there.
That would be a really good slogan, tagline for the band.
we'll take your money.
So some very exciting stuff coming up. Talking about the album, if we were to push it for a time scale, where would you estimate it coming out
This is
next
hard.
year?
I'm thinking like between June and August.
Yeah.
June and August. So
That's probably
it's
realistic.
going to be a
Summer
summer album full of summer anthems.
Yeah, for the festival season.
Exactly.
There'll be a few more singles leading up to it. Maybe a cheeky little EP somewhere here and there. We've got plenty of stuff going on to
Who knows?
check out.
Speaking of festivals, where would be the dream festival to be at this time next year, next summer?
Yeah.
Pyramid Stage.
No.
Straight to the
Saturday
festival.
night pyramid stage.
No, I think any festival at this point, would just be largely appreciated just to play in front of people.
I think we've applied for Mosborough Festival, which for me was 10 years ago this year that I actually went, and it's my first ever music festival, and I think the Twang played, who are another Brummie band, so could be like a sort of full circle thing if we got to play that this year.
For
Which would
real.
be amazing.
Bearded Theory as well.
Bearded Theory would be
That's
good.
pretty cool.
Reading and Leeds, pretty classic,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah. Bring back the proper rock of Reading and Leeds. It's been missing.
It's gone.
Exactly.
Guys
Yeah.
are back to the
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting lineup, hasn't it, for the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, there was some good names in the lineup this year that I think it's one of the better ones in recent years.
Yeah.
But it hasn't got Oceanless on it, so
So it's rubbish.
I'm not bothered.
improvements to be made.
We'll boycott it till
Yeah, I'm boycotting it until Oceanless are on the main
boycott
stage.
every festival and every gig.
Until
apart
Oceanless
from
play.
Oceanless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah. Festival promoters, listen up.
We'll know every song inside out by the end of the year.
So, before we wrap it up, where can people find your stuff? Where can people find you on socials, etc.? How's the best place to get all things Oceanless?
We are everywhere at the moment.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube, TikTok. Instagram's our main kind of hub where we put out all the best content.
It's our outlet, isn't it?
We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, because I
All the
use
streaming
Deezer.
services.
Yeah, all the streaming services, yeah.
You mean user-centric?
Yeah, that's it. But we cut Spotify.
Yeah, it finds everywhere.
But it's still best to find us in person at the gigs.
Yes.
Next Thursday, Gulliver's. Just saying.
In person anywhere. Well,
Yeah.
not like in the streets, but in person everywhere. Don't come
Don't
up to
stalk them,
Oceanless,
please.
Into my house.
Come and knock on. I'll sort you a brew out and we can have a chat.
Yeah. Oceanless in any public capacity can be reached. Well, thank you so much for coming on, talking to us.
Thank
We're
you
very
very much.
excited to see where your future goes.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
can't
Come
wait.
back.
Thanks very much, guys.
Pleasure.